fit very well. I hope you saw that just go in. I've got the back edge of it where I wanted it marked, and maybe a 16th of an inch off of that. So take that. And I think it looks pretty good. The shims are colorful. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. That worked out. So now that this fits, I need to get the frame out of the house. So you'll get to watch me struggle with that.
Perfect.
Well, the frame's all in, and I have maybe another hour, maybe 30 more minutes worth of sunlight to where the sun is still hitting the door frame on the exterior. So I'm still putting off taping the outside and caulking under the nail fins. I'm just putting both of those off until the sun moves through the sky just a little bit more, and this wall right here provides me plenty of shade so that I'm not working in the sun while I'm doing that. We're actually record-breaking temperatures today. It is fall, so it's not middle of summer, but it's still warm. It's hot. I have the panels in place. I have most of the pieces installed on them, like the interlocks, the handles, some different anything that I could do prior to installing them into the door frame. I've put on them. and I've done that so that it'll go a little bit smoother this afternoon while I'm putting the panels in. So they're sitting in place near the doors. I'm just going to move them into place, and I'm going to secure them, get them into place and secure them. And that's what I'm going to do next. I don't believe I have a video installing the astragal. I literally just threw the instructions on the ground. The astragal is a little bit confusing. The instructions would probably help. But it only goes one way. I've never been able to install it on one panel and the other, or the other. It's always just one panel because it has a different shape at the top. Well, maybe that's the bottom. I don't know right now which is the top and the bottom. It has a different shape on the ends, and then also the profile along it is different. The weather stripping is different on this side than it is over here. I don't love installing these because I don't know exactly which panel it's going to go on, and I have to drill holes to install it. And if I drill those holes in the wrong panel, I have a panel with random holes in it. But it is helpful on this door. Some of the doors are white, white, black, black, but on this door, we've got, I believe this is Sandtone, and we've got white. So I know that white is the interior. So I'm at least, there's 4 possibilities that I can think of. Well, probably more if you want to install the weather stripping on the wrong side, but like towards the panel. But white on the inside, so that eliminates a lot of possibilities. So I know that it can either go like this or like this. I only have really 2 options in my eyes. So we'll see how it fits over here. Line it up at the top. And I don't know why that feels so tight. It feels fine when it goes back and forth. I don't know why it feels so tight going in there, but I think that that's the right way that this goes. But let's try it on this side. See if it fits. And it's impossible to even fit. So while it's a little bit confusing, it actually doesn't even fit this way. So I know it's gonna go on this side. And it'll stay there. I'll grab the screws and a drill and a Phillips. I had a difficulty finding the screws because I put them in a dark closet, of all places. Why would I put them in a dark closet? There's no lighting in this house, and I decided to put the screws in the back of the closet in the corner. I like to think that I think most of the time, but sometimes I don't think. So on this Astragal, the door panel needs to be fully adjusted. The rollers need to be adjusted so that everything's operating nicely before installing the Astragal, because you need roughly an 1/8 of an inch clear. I like roughly 1/8 of an inch clearance on the bottom. Sometimes I'll kind of split the difference between the top and the bottom. But if I put it too high, it's going to start rubbing on the top. If I put it too low, it'll rub on the bottom. So. All right, you got 1 screw in there, it looks good. Don't drill too far or you're gonna start going into your glass and then you ruin the glass, so. Just far enough for the screw. The next step is to install this catch on the panel, and I knew that the Astragal was going to go over here. I just did one of these right over there, but I knew that the Astragal was going to go on this side, so I put the actual mechanism, the actual latch over here already, and I'm going to put this one over here. But you can't put this on until the Astragal goes on. I always want to put it on before the Astragal is on, but you can't do that. I'm hopeful that you can see this, but I'm certain you can't. This little pin needs to engage with this latch over on this side. Let's see if I can zoom in on those 2 pieces here. So this little pin right here needs to engage with this little hole right here. And so that pin actually helps to push this piece in, and that piece has to be pushed in to get the lock to come out. Without that pushed in, the lock doesn't actually function all the way. So we're gonna get this hole and this pin right here lined up with each other. And in here is a little Allen screw to lock everything in place once I've got it where I need it. And this right here, this little screw makes this lever go in or out. So it helps to pull the panels a little bit tighter together or a little bit looser. Typically where Andersen sets it, that's kind of where it ends up being. I do adjust it a little bit, but that's a lot of times kind of where it ends up being. So we've got a little Allen wrench that goes in this hole right here. It turns a little Allen screw to lock everything in place. And there's another one up here. Sometimes I have trouble getting to it, but usually I can get to it. But there is another screw up there that you have to tighten as well. So I don't think you're gonna be able to see too well what I'm doing, but we're gonna try. So I kind of tighten this a little bit because this piece just moves up and down easily until it's got a little bit of tension on it. And to bring these two together really high. Still really high actually. Which I'm not sure why that's, oh, there we go. A little too low. It's either, yep, now I'm too high again. One thing about this is that if they're not lined up, the panels won't come together. So you know when you got it. I think that looks pretty good. I'll leave that other set screw. Maybe a little. We'll try going in with this latch. Seems like it works pretty well. Window and door. Window and door foam. No bowing. Right there, it says no bowing. Loctite, tight foam. Window and door. Premium. No bowing. window and door. So the window and door foam, I think a lot of people think that it's for insulation, and it does insulate, but you're putting it around a bunch of glass, which has the worst insulation rating. Glass lets a lot of heat out, it lets a lot of heat in. It's not a great insulator, but it's beautiful. So we love glass. We love having natural light. So thinking of this as an insulator around the door frame, it does work to that effect, but my thought, in my opinion, is that it actually stops the transfer of air. So that's kind of where the insulator effect comes in for me. It stops the transfer of cold or hot air. But with that, air brings water. Say you've got wind hitting the side of your house and it's raining, and air is able to come in the cracks. Well, that air is going to bring water with it. Water wants to go straight down. Water wants to follow gravity, but air doesn't necessarily follow gravity. So if you've got wind coming in, it actually pulls the water in. Water wants to go straight down, but if air is blowing across it, the water follows the air. So keeping air from being able to traverse or go from the exterior to the interior of your house also keeps water out. Now, houses are a lot tighter than they used to be, so now we have air exchangers. But that's my thought behind the foam. And the other reason that I like it when it's the no bowing foam is it really adds to the rigidity of the door frame. So a lot of guys used to and still use the pink fiberglass batt insulation. It doesn't add any rigidity to the frame. There's really no risk of bowing the frame with it, but it doesn't add any rigidity to the frame, and air can still transfer through it. So it's not doing all that much. But this adds rigidity, it stops the transfer of air, which helps to stop the transfer of water, potentially causing rot and mold. So anyway, I like the foam in the can. So before you hate on me saying that there's a ton of dirt and I'm just taping the dirt, it's overspray from when they painted. So all above the door you can see the little paint tape. Pieces of paint tape up there, it's overspray. I can't clean that off. It's not dirt. Don't hate on me too badly. So I'm gonna go ahead and caulk under all the nail fins and put tape on it. Okay, I have all the caulking around it, and I think that somebody is for sure gonna say, you gotta put nails in the nail fin. That's why it's called a nail fin. So it actually says on the nail fins, do not, do not, do not, do not nail here. Do not nail here. I get told that I'm installing doors incorrectly from time to time, and I got told that I should be assembling the frame prior to installing the door frame. Well, some doors that's the case, but then others, you assemble the frame in the opening, and that's how it's installed. So it says on the fin, do not nail here. So I'm not putting nails through it. And the other thing is the caulking. I visibly checked everything. I visibly saw with my own eyes that caulking is fully sealed all the way around the nail fins. So I'm going to go ahead and tape it now. Alright, well, that's about it. And I'm bleeding from somewhere. I don't know what it is. Maybe just dry skin. Um, so, one of the last steps... Oh, I do need to roll the tape. But, anyway, one of the last steps is to put caulking between the joint on the nail fins. Some of my other videos you can see the nail fins get pounded into the side jams and the head jam before the frame gets assembled or after the frame gets assembled. I like to do it before the frame gets assembled. Anyway, that's in some of my other videos. But then once they're installed in the side jams and the head jam, you need to caulk the joint between the two on the exterior side. I like to put the tape on and have the tape just ever so slightly only on the nail fin, not on the frame. And then when I go to put the clear caulking, on that joint between the nail fin and the frame, I'm actually taping not only the nail fin and the frame, I'm caulking not only the nail fin and the frame, I'm also caulking the tape, the nail fin, and the frame. All one cohesive layer of caulking. So that's why I do that step at this point. But anyway, yeah, roll the tape. The roller's up in the truck. But that's the install. So I don't think I really want to do this by myself again, but it's possible. I know there are a lot of guys that do it by themselves, so props to you guys for doing it on your own all the time. I like to have a helper, at least one, two. If you get 3 or 4 for a door this size, it doesn't even make sense logistically. But one helper typically is awesome, amazing one helper. Yeah, I will probably do some more on my own in the future, but I think it looks like I work on my own all the time because most of my videos are just me. But there's other people that help. I can't do the giant doors by myself. I can't do the doors that have 5 and 6 panels. Just can't do them by myself. So this one I did do 100% by myself, start to finish. So anybody else out there that's doing them by themselves, props to you. This is tough work.